Hello, marhaba. Thank you for joining the podcast by Shalhoub Group. My name is Lynn Al-Khatib, the Vice President of Communication, and I'm your host. Every year, Shalhoub Group sends young leaders, ambassadors, to represent our values at one of the largest, if not the largest, young leaders space, One Young World. The Munich Summit, which was in 2025, was a gathering of human urgencies and the state of the world, of all young leaders that came together with their ideas, their frustrations, to find solutions and take actions. It was really a mirror held up to the world and to ourselves. And this episode aims to capture exactly that. One of the ambassadors who had an amazing experience, which he wants to share with us. His name is Abdallah Tannoury. His title, but it's not who he is, but he is a senior manager in lean transformation at our group. We want to discuss together what they saw, what changed them, the conversations that stayed, and the deep actions he's passionate to bring back to the business to make a difference. Together we will reflect on leadership, courage, identity, and the future we're shaping together. Abdallah, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's great to have you. We're very excited about this topic. The moment the team recommended to have One Young World, I said, of course, it's a no-brainer. It's the most inspiring event, and I'm sure anyone who goes there is so passionate about it.
Honestly, life-changing.
It's amazing. That's exactly what we want to talk about. But before that, you went to this in 2025. What month was it? October. You were someone before you went, and I heard that you're maybe a little bit someone else after you came back.
Definitely.
So tell me, who were you before One Young World?
So, thanks a lot again for having me. Before One Young World, very similar to the young leaders who went there, we had our own ideas, our own misconceptions maybe. We're people who were passionate, right? But maybe didn't know where to put the passion. I come from an industrial engineering background, very heavy on the technical aspect of things. Born and raised in Lebanon as well, and I've been a Scouts member for almost 10 plus years. Okay. So this aspect of getting into
values and honor and
exactly, and being thrown into the wide with holding the values and honors that you have was very important to me.
Okay.
And I think I didn't want to lose that during my career as well, right? And this was the pivotal moment where it kind of shocked me that no, you shouldn't lose it. You actually build on it, and you actually have such events and such corporations like Shalhoub Group supporting such movements for you to actually carry those values into another place.
So, Scouts honor. What's your Scouts honor personally and definition of leadership?
Very nice. Definition of leadership and my Scouts honor is that leadership comes in the calmest places for me, right? Even though it looks like it should be the most chaotic, the most out there, but it's actually someone being or taking over the responsibility when no one else wants it. This is on the technical side.
So beautiful.
On the personal side, I would say it's leaving people better, more brave, more empowered, because you're not staying there forever, right? In whatever position, whatever role you have, you're not going to be there forever. That's
really beautiful and inspiring. And when I hear that from you, someone who's a young leader and super passionate, I am very hopeful, especially for my kids who are young teenagers.
Amazing.
We would like a little bit to explain One Young World to our audience and what are the causes behind it, or why do you go? Like, what is this passion you're talking about? I think it's very important. So I heard, and you told me that you're okay with storytelling.
Yeah.
So if you could breathe and put yourself in a storyteller's shoes, and you're talking to a young kid. Okay, nice. Like young teenagers. I won't say someone very, very, very young, but a teenager. And you're describing it to him with all your five senses.
Okay.
Describe the moment you entered, how you felt, what you heard, what you saw, all of it. Tell me the story as if I'm a teenager.
Perfect. Imagine landing in a vast place, in an open space, specifically Munich. Imagine walking into a stadium where it's all empty, but you have around 3,000 seats. Empty seats. You have the setup of a music concert, of a football match. You have the preparation noises, the behind the scenes, all being equipped. And then the conversation starts. And the conversation is one topic, maybe one word, maybe one beat, but across 3,000 people. who all speak different languages, who don't know each other at all, and who are just there maybe just because they're curious, right? And then one thing after the other, you have celebrities popping up on stage telling you that they are actually One Young World ambassadors, so you can relate more. Football players, singers, queens as well of the world. And then as the day starts, or as the 5 days start, you're going into this loop of sessions, words, inspirations, and projects that actually saw the light, that maybe started from a pain point, right? Whether personal, emotional, mental, and that developed into something. And then at the end of each and every day, you go into dinners, after parties, loud music, where the conversation flows in, but in a way more friendly way. So build all of that together and you can imagine the experience. But honestly, this is the way I vision it, and this is the way I felt it when I was there.
And when you talk about all these people on stage, the young leaders and also the older ones,
Of course.
how do you feel when you see such amazing world leaders on stage and then young ones who maybe are future leaders? The contrast, the paradox there.
Honestly, you feel hopeful, even though the times tend to be a bit darker. And this was one of the sentences that we heard on stage. Maybe things do not look good, but as long as you have such people and obviously other people on the outside, you feel very hopeful, you feel very, very empowered as well. And you feel that you're not in this journey alone, to be honest, right? Okay. You have younger leaders and you have older ones who probably did the same thing, like what you're aiming to do now, and have actually succeeded and achieved something. So yeah, very hopeful, very passionate as well.
So what are these topics you're talking about? I'm a teenager now, okay? So please, I'm younger than
definitely,
you.
I know that. It looks...
So what is this pain point? Explain to me more. What does pain point mean?
Honestly, for me, the biggest probably pain point is how can you change in a world so stuck in its own convictions, maybe, right? How can you do something for the planet, for the people around you, when everything looks a bit dark, again, as I said. So that's the biggest pain point. It's change. It's breaking this silo mindset, maybe. And I think this is the power of the summit, really, because it triggers these conversations. You have probably over the 3-4 days, maybe more than 100 talks right on stage. If you ask me, do I remember each and every one of them? The answer would be no. But did I grab a phase or just one idea from each and every one of them? The answer is yes. So it's change, it's driving change, it's being passionate enough to do that change, and it's actually holding hands to get to that change.
That's nice. So back to my moderator hat now. You talk about 3,000 people, many languages, and then you have one universal language, which is how do we solve the Earth's problems, the planet's, the humanitarian problems. What did you learn from other young leaders who were there?
Very nice question. We're all very, very similar, honestly. With all these differences, we're all very similar. We all work towards the same goal, but the approach might be different, right? And the mechanism that everyone chooses might be different. And this is the essence of it. Because we had like very random conversations with people from different countries, different nationalities, different languages as well, and different backgrounds, right? In terms of jobs or the industry they're part of. But you feel this power to change and this power to empower others as well. It's common across all of us. So,
give me an example of a project or initiative or something that stuck with you.
Yeah, so we had a small group of like supply chain leaders or young leaders within the summit. So I had the chance to actually talk with them. And we had one similar project across like 15 or 20 companies, imagine, across the globe. The name was Transformation.
Everyone is transforming
exactly.
now. Yeah.
Everyone in their own way. But if you deep dive the topics, if you deep dive the subjects, it's AI, it's talent, it's capability management, right? It's end-to-end mindset instead of looking at things in silos or in parts. So I think this was very common. This was very nice. And it's, again, empowering to feel that everyone around you thinks almost the same way.
You were telling me that when you were there, you saw ex-colleagues or company representations. So while usually people think that, you know, in the activist mindset, it's the company is the problem and everyone else is the solution and we have to fight each other. And this one is we all come together.
Exactly.
When you went there, you were introducing yourself. I'm from Shalhoub Group. I work at Shalhoub Group. What was that moment? How did it feel like when you represented the company?
Look, two very proud moments. One, seeing the companies that were there on the banners and everywhere. I think, if I'm not mistaken, we were either the only or probably the strongest regional company presented on a global stage, which transitions us to another place. Very proud to have said that I represent Shalhoub Group. And the second incident is that Kate was actually the founder behind One Young World. So we had a quick chat with her. We managed to capture a quick picture with her. And then we told her, we come from Shalhoub Group, we come from the UAE, from KSA, from Jordan, from all over the GCC region and the Middle East. And she said, I want Patrick there next year. I want him on stage. Please tell him I say hi and please help me get Patrick. So this also shows the impact that our leaders have and our founders have, right, on global stages.
That's amazing. When you apply to One Young World, you were perhaps nominated for your leadership as a young leader at the group, but then you submit a video. And obviously you have that passion because you want to go, you want to make a difference. What was your video content, and would you do it differently now that you're after the summit?
Definitely. Video content mainly was more about my passions, my previous experience. But then what I wanted to bring to Shalhoub Group after One Young World was more about, I would say, a low-scale change. Right?
What does that mean?
It's a small innovation here and there. How can I transform my mini team, my function, my vertical? It was looking more into that aspect. After that, and after getting to go with 12 amazing delegates from Shalhoub Group, from all over the region, I think the nice thing is that we all came back, and at the end of the summit, the last day, after the closing ceremony, we all sat down in one place, secluded from all the others, kind of like we took a moment for ourselves, where we all shared our ideas, our learnings, and we actually came up with 2-3 projects on the spot that we want to come back to the group collectively with, right? And it's not anymore an in-silo thing, right? It's collectively, what can we do? And we have very interesting stories to share about that, hopefully in the coming few days or weeks.
So when you were there, you've listened to the leaders. Can you give me maybe a name or a quote or a speech that touched you deeply and helped you grow in like that kind of, wow, like I have personal growth here.
Definitely. So we had one speech for Maria Ressa, who was a very popular writer, social activist as well. And she said 3 words. She said, silence is complicity. And with everything happening in the region, everything happening in the world, it kind of triggers you, right? Triggers you to think, even on a lower scale, whatever happens in your own home, office, company, entourage. So yeah, do you want to be silent, or do you want to be this étincelle of change, right? And then the other was for Sir Bob Geldof, who said that the opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. So these two honestly combine a lot for me and kind of drive you into the same direction. And if you really think about it, they're the hidden power for anything that you want to do.
I always say that, the second one.
That's nice.
Because hate is a very strong emotion and it comes from love. And another one, which I really love, is to say that the flip side of pain is meaning.
Wow.
It's like a coin. One side is pain. If you flip it, it's meaning. And they always come together, right? And if you think of it, if you think of it like that, it's kind of calms you down when you have some pains or some strong passions, and you reflect, okay, it's coming from care, it's coming from a deep sense of purpose.
Exactly.
Okay, so now you came back, and the future starts here with your actions. I know you're going to present soon to Michael and Patrick. Have you ever presented a big project to Michael and Patrick before?
I have. I'm very honored that I had the chance to do a couple of projects to the XCOM and to Michael and Patrick in specific. Some were technical within, the Center of Excellence. Some were across all the company, like the Resolve project. And I think it's always an eye-opener because you come in, obviously you're prepared the most, right, for such presentations, you should be. But you always leave with one idea which you haven't thought of, which kind of is the cherry on top, right?
Yeah.
And I see Michael and Patrick both, they don't judge a project, at least this was my experience, and I'm pretty sure it's everyone's experience, but they give you this slight change, this small add-on, which might transform the entire thing into something better. And this is why we're so excited to go there. We have 3 very bold ideas, in my opinion, all falling under one umbrella, and I can give you a small hint. we said at the last day of the summit, we have one young world and you have Shalhoub group, right? But we also have one young Shalhoub. So let's go in as one, as young and as Shalhoub, and see what we can do. And it's something that we don't want it to stop on the 2025 delegates, right?
Okay.
It's more of a community that we want to grow for 2026 onwards. Whoever joins into One Young World, because we're pretty sure that they would feel the same way we felt. So yeah, let the journey continue, kind of.
Bravo. Very inspiring,
so
guys. We talk about, One Young World is a very big sustainability pillar. Has also a very big people pillar, and I heard you say AI pillar.
Definitely.
So this community, do you foresee it contributing to these pillars at the group or creating something else?
Honestly, it does a lot. What we have in mind is actually for these three pillars, building on the capabilities we have, but also looking at things differently, right? And always putting this people aspect in, whether it's in sustainability, whether it's in AI, or whether it's in any big project. Because I know it's one of our values as Shalhoub, right? And it's probably the main one. But yeah, the people aspect will be our main focus.
Yeah. If you have a leader in front of you, well, like me, quite older than you.
No, not quite.
And you were to give me or even someone older advice on leadership.
Oof.
Based on this growth, like you are now mentoring me.
Wow. No.
Give me advice.
I would say don't lose the passion.
Okay.
Easier said than done, I know, with everything that happens. But there's something I really like as well, and I learned it more during the summit, is that passion is the borderline between genius and crazy or weird. And you would want to stay there, right?
Yeah.
Regardless how old you get, regardless the millions of problems you face along the way. But yeah, don't lose the passion.
I love that. Thank you. Yeah, I think if I have any more passion, my team will kill me, like literally.
I think it's the wrong person to give that advice to.
But I love it. I wish everyone really kept that passion, because it's what keeps us entrepreneurial. It's what keeps us human, happy. It what keeps us happy, because I see a lot of frustration now in the workplace, where people feel like work is not my passion, it's not my life. And I'm always trying to say, it has to come together. It's not separate, because we spend so much time at work. So we can't not be passionate when we're here. So you gave advice to the older generation. To your generation, I mean, obviously having a conversation with you feels really elevated, and congratulations on that. I really admire your leadership at a young age, and you're a manager in the group, and I'm sure you have a bright future. What advice would you give your generation?
Probably be more adaptable, because we come from a generation that is kind of borderline Gen Y, Gen Z, right? More or less. And then obviously we have new generations coming in. But I think we were probably the last generation who had a childhood where without social media, without tech, but then early teenage years with tech, with social media, and then early careers with a huge explosion
of
tech,
AI and real explosions.
Exactly. And then changes across the world, right? And across the workplace.
That's true.
And I think this is a very strong asset that we have, which is adaptability. So never lose it. Use it to your advantage. And honestly speaking, again, it might sound cliche, it might sound rainbows and butterflies, but don't be afraid to fail. I mean, yeah, so what? Like, who's really judging? You're going to fail, you're going to try something else, you might divert. But yeah, small changes make the impact, and don't stop trying.
Well, I think we're going to get you on another podcast, maybe just to have an inspiring leadership conversation together. On this note, I think we will leave the audience with this beautiful inspiration. Perfect. I wish you the best of luck on the journey. Good luck on your presentation. And I can't wait to support you, to amplify and to contribute to your young community. Definitely. And keep me young at heart as well.
We're going to come back here with you, 12 delegates plus you, present everything. Amazing. And you're going to be our main sponsor, as usual.
Can't wait. Thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations. Thank you all for listening, for tuning in to the podcast by Shalhoub Group. Don't forget, send us your feedback, share the love, and until next time, bye.